The firing of some of the most critical workers at the national parks could have serious consequences. There's growing concern the loss of park rangers could endanger the natural reserves. I want to bring in now Fred Krupp. He is the president of the Environmental Defense Fund, a nonprofit environmental advocacy group. Great to see you, Fred. So what's your take on these protests at national parks across the country, and what do you suppose the immediate impact of these firings might have on national parks?
Well, Fred, it's not really about who's fired or who has a job so much as, although the national park job loss will threaten our access to parks, but overall on these environmental issues, this is going to hurt American families. You can deregulate some things, but pollution isn't one of them. When you remove limits on pollution, you're going to get more dirty air, more dirty water, and serious health consequences.
The EPA, this week, President Trump addressed plans for that agency. Listen to this.
I spoke with Lee Zeldin, and he thinks he's going to be cutting 65% or so of the people from environmental, and we're going to speed up the process, too.
But then, for clarity, according to the Associated Press, which talked to a White House spokesperson, Trump was referring to overall budget cuts and not a reduction in personnel. So what would a large reduction in either budget or personnel mean for the EPA?
Well, it's going to mean we can't enforce the law. A lot of that funding goes to create clean drinking water and clean water overall. And it means we're going to get things that America didn't vote for and doesn't want. So it's a very serious situation.
So specifically, help paint a picture, meaning at-risk rivers and streams, our national parks and preservation of animals, of forestry. To what extent are all of these things now jeopardized in your view?
All those things are jeopardized, but maybe the most important thing is that the EPA and the Supreme Court have ruled that our Clean Air Act creates limits, allows the government to create limits on the types of air pollution that endanger us. And maybe the most serious thing that the administration is doing is trying to reverse that and saying that the government has no authority to limit the sort of pollution that causes wildfires, the sort of pollution that causes intense heat, the sort of pollution that causes more intense storms. And when the administration talks about energy dominance, I get that and the benefits of that. But the fact of the matter is that there's a race going on now in the world for clean energy jobs, jobs making electric vehicles. And the effect of the administration's actions is to surrender to Europe and to China, kill factory jobs in the United States. So it won't help us economically either. And the last thing I would say about this is that on electricity prices, we all want lower electricity prices, but a new study shows that the administration's work to eliminate the clean energy tax credits will actually raise residential homeowners' costs, their utility bills, by 7% next year.
Fred Krupp, thank you so much. I mean, it is very frightening when you put it the way you did.
Thank you.